Welcome back. And we are live. What's going on, Mr. Taj?
Hey, man, I heard that cough.
Yeah, you know, today is going to be a Tuesday, chill, calm. Nobody's here. There's people here, but just me and you right now.
We can get couch locked.
We'll get couch locked. We're just going to have a nice, calm, you and me just hanging out for a little bit. We're going to be, I don't think we're going to be too long tonight, but we've got some stuff to go over. And we haven't been here since 420, so we should talk about the 420 event.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Man, the 420 event, I think this was the best 420 event I've been to and the most enjoyable one ever.
So, I mean, listen, you want my honest opinion?
Yes.
I should talk into the mic, right?
Yes.
Great event. It was a good event. It was well executed. It was well put on. But all I have to say is Easter won.
Easter won.
Easter won.
Well, it's tough to compete with this. It's tradition. You know, it's Sunday tradition.
People had shit to do.
It's hard to get away from family.
And then this event was exactly like 12 to 8. That's kind of when...
It's prime time.
I mean, if you did it later on 420, maybe you pull that crowd afterwards. So listen, there was a bunch of people there. There was a lot of people. There was great music. There was good food. There was good vibes. There was only like that one weird shit thing that we saw with his guys just like they didn't get enough attention at their booth, so they just put on a show for everybody, broke a table and shit.
Oh, yeah. You know, I actually missed that part, you know.
Oh, you didn't see that?
You know, I missed it because earlier when I was talking to him or went around, I'm talking to the people at the tables. And
yeah.
I saw, you know, the guy in the costume with the diaper on and the fucking cape, you know.
Weird. Fucking
you know what I mean? The cape fucking
but
diaper man. You know.
Here's the problem with their whole thing. They were there like on an anti-drug crusade.
Right. Like I said, I went over to talk to the vendors, and he was one.
And what was the deal?
It was a short conversation.
It was short because you didn't align with their thought process.
Listen, man, I want to put him through that motherfucking table.
So, you know, I guess they got bored or whatever, so they staged an event. It was basically like a wrestling event, completely staged. And so two guys that we were watching the whole event, hanging out with each other, having fun with each other, because we could see them. We were sitting there the whole time. We could see these guys. They're talking, having fun. All of a sudden, they got beef with each other out of nowhere, and they start yelling at each other and shit.
Okay, so we had some actors in the house.
Actors in the house, and they act like they were going to fight. And then the next thing is the one dude, they pick up the other dude and they slam him down on. It was a table that belonged to the place. You know what I mean? To the hotel.
Well, see, listen, that's their problem. And smoke some cannabis, relax. You know what I mean? Pipe down a little bit.
Right.
No need to go through a table.
Yeah, so they shocked everybody, but like nobody was like, I don't think anybody was buying it, and they weren't selling anything other than coming to a 420 event with an anti-drug message, which is great because I don't see it as a drug; it's a medicine, and you know clearly they weren't against weed, but like I just don't get what they were fucking trying to do.
Man, just a little attention, man. He wants somebody to go to one of his little shows.
Like a wrestling show?
Yeah, just promo. You know what I mean? That's all that was.
Yeah. But overall, shout out to High Roller Dispensaries. That was a great event. And I'll tell you what was even the best part of the event. Oh, shit, I have that picture. Shit.
Man, the event.
I can't show that picture because I wasn't prepared. Anyway, the after-hours event at the lounge, the VIP after, that was the
fantastic.
Tits. Great shit. That part of the event was my favorite part of the entire day. And that's like shit, we could have done that all day, frankly. That was awesome.
Hey, when they're past that rolling for, you know, lounge smoking, be sure to, you know, visit High Rollers. They have the place.
Well, I'll tell you what, like right when we're done talking about this, we should roll into that particular story that you got because it's about lounges.
Yes.
And we just had a really great experience at this lounge.
Hold that thought. You said a great experience.
Yes.
That ties into what we're going to talk about
later. All right. So you know, just to wrap it up, it was a good event. We met some good people. Matter of fact, I think I don't know if I should say we got Steve I believe it's Corbett or Cobert. He wrote the book about the wine and the cannabis.
Yeah.
You saw, remember?
Yep, remember meeting him.
I think he's coming in on Thursday, so we're going to interview him on Thursday. So we have an interview edition coming up on Thursday night.
So we'll be drinking wine Thursday, huh?
Well, I don't know. I don't know, maybe.
Well, shit, don't let that motherfucker in if he ain't got no wine.
Well, I don't. I think he's coming in remote.
Okay, well, shit, he can ship something beforehand, right?
Hey, right.
Call that motherfucker when we get off.
All right. So
Okay.
so it's possible that we might have
Yeah.
weed wine.
You'd love to try the product.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right. I don't drink, but there's no alcohol in it or what? I don't know.
It might be, well, a lot of the drinks now, right? Cannabis. A lot of them
Did
don't
you
have
get it?
alcohol.
Did you get a copy of the book?
I did not.
You're gonna have to borrow mine.
I'm at the bar yours.
All right. Well, we have to we have to read up on him quick.
Do you have the audio version? Because
I got the Cliff Note version that I'll share
please,
with you.
because I can't read too fast.
Yeah, you can't read it all, motherfucker. So anyway, so yeah, so we met some cool people. There's some other people that we met that are going to be coming into the show. Shout out to Bones, who was here tonight at the studio visiting before the show. He's going to be back. He's got all kinds of stories. This guy's got stories, people. He's got stories. So we're going to cover him. And we just met some other cool people that we're going to be in touch with as time goes on. Did you ever get a hold of Rachel, man?
I did not.
Did you try? Don't lie.
I didn't. I need her number. Oh, man. I need her. I don't know how,
Man, you fucked up.
Listen, I don't know how I'm a spark of romance, and I don't even have her number.
I got you. I have the number.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah, please do, because we're going to have to go back down there.
Yeah, let's go see Rachel.
Or we send the car for her to come to come here.
Yeah, either or.
I'd like to see her in studio if I have a choice.
Yeah, the studio would be nice.
Yeah, if I had a choice.
That would be a great choice.
I agree. So yeah, we had a good time, and
Don't forget, hey, it was 420. It was plenty of clouds in the air.
yeah,
Plenty of giveaways.
good. There was some good music.
Yeah, some
There's
good smoke.
Some good music. Which one we like? Ja People, we like that. a
Ja
lot.
People.
We
I
liked
thought all the
that.
bands were pretty good.
They were all
There's a
good.
variety, and
But I like Ja People. That was the
Yeah, Ja People was doing the
yeah,
damn thing.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good, and yeah, like that event is an event that would have probably done way better had it not been Easter.
Right. It
But-
did well being Easter, but if
we-
it wasn't Easter, it probably would have been triple.
And listen, we're big fans of High Roller, and so we support the things that they do, and we were there. And so we met cool people. We were able to sell some of our new merch, like we sporting it right
Man,
now.
like our shirts.
Yeah,
How
we
how
sporting
we
it.
looking?
We sporting it.
You know?
So
I don't have big guns like Phil, so I got long sleeves cover mine up.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what I mean?
I lost so much weight. I lost muscle too, man.
Well, shit, you still booming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever. So you're a dick.
Got to pump them up. Shit.
You're a dick. All right. So why don't we talk about? I mean, again, we'll just continue in the fact that the dispensary in Atlantic City at High Rollers is still that was a private event, still not open for public consumption yet.
Right.
They've been waiting for quite a while without any real indication. And New Jersey, New Jersey wants to be popping. Like right now, MJ Unpacked is there right now. And by the way, I just got a call tonight. They're not even letting people smoke weed outside the event, which it's MJ Unpacked. What the fuck?
Man, it's crazy. So, and I was just reading an article. I was looking on the site, MJ Biz Daily.
Yeah.
They have quite a few articles in the cannabis industry.
Yeah, I got some from there tonight too. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were talking. So one of the articles was about cannabis consumption lounges, and how can they turn a profit? And what you alluded to right in the beginning.
Well, if they got open, that
would be a nice start.
That'd be a great start. Just being allowed to be open. How's
Just
that?
be allowed to be open. And that's one of the problems. So everything is just like the dispensaries. This industry is overregulated. It's too taxing on people to get into the game. or the ones who get in. You invest millions, and then you got to wait and wait and wait for these things to pass.
From people who've never started a fucking business in their life.
Right.
These are the people you're waiting on.
Controlling your life.
Bureaucrats.
Yeah, the fees are too high, and it takes a long time to pass the regulations. So there's slim profit margins in the lounge industry. With that being said, a lot of people who have dispensaries, and every state is different, but people.
How's it work?
Well, it works in some places. They're giving licenses to people that already have dispensaries. They're allowing a certain amount of them to have lounges.
But from a consumer perspective, what is it? I have to buy a membership? Because that would be more of a private thing. So what I'm supposed to be able to go into this lounge, smoke, and buy shit there?
Yeah, pretty much the lounges are a place to smoke, congregate.
But you got to pay to get in there. It's just different for everyone.
Well, I'm sure hey, depending on the owner operator, if they're gonna have a club fee, a membership, and or pay at the door. I'm not sure how that's going to work, and that's something we got to look forward to. But what we do know is there's a lot of people in that business that want to have these lounges. Mm-hmm. But we'll take the one in Las Vegas, the first smoking lounge that opened up, closed up in the year. There's slim profit margins, and that's the major problem there.
I mean, listen, dispensaries, they're in a tough spot, man. Legal dispensaries are in a tough spot right now. Because the states that they're in keep making more licenses, so they create this competition scenario that's hard to deal with.
And they weren't expecting that.
How many fucking McDonald's can you put in one town before McDonald's has a problem? You know what I mean?
Right. And these were, people entering the industry, their expectation was not to be that. They're told that, hey, it's only going to be 6, 8 dispensaries in this town. And they end up being 10, 15, or 20. So, your projections, are cut to a third or a half of what you projected. So the money's not there what you thought. And, it's a problem.
But not only that, but they're lying to the people.
Yes.
Because I was talking to John, they said there's only going to be so many dispensaries in the greater Atlantic City.
Right.
And they've tripled that already.
Right.
So
and
where's the integrity in this process?
It's tough. But alluding to.
Tell you what it is. It's this.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit.
That's what it is.
It's bullshit.
It is. So there's a couple of ways we can go with this, but staying on the theme of the lounges there. So people still want to open them. There's thin, slim margins. So you say, what's the benefit? What do you want to do? Why do you want to open one? Well, to say it's more than, hey, what's your other option? A lot of people just go outside and smoke.
Which they don't want you to do.
Right, which they don't want to do. So you got some people say, hey, I would like to go to a place to smoke.
Yeah.
But what are you going to give them for that? Being that it's not a have-to-be place, right? What do you give them? So what is happening now is you want to give them an experience, right? Mm-hmm. While they're there. It's like going to a bar. You can go to a bar at the corner.
Well, I think that's what we're getting at. This is basically a cannabis bar, right?
Yeah.
And that cannabis bar can be as basic as you just sitting in there, roll yourself a joint and smoke it. But it could be as elaborate as you buying cannabis-infused cocktails while you're sitting at a high-end bar, doing the shit that you do in a bar, socializing with people.
Right. Well, here's the problem.
If I remember correctly, you were at this, and you were using a double-headed bong, smoking socially with somebody.
Yes.
Where are you doing that at?
Right, that's true. So that's intriguing, but still, the profit margins are slim. So we're talking about the operators now. They have to give more than just a product. And a lot of places want to allow you to serve alcohol, right, with the cannabis product. Well, so that's the problem there.
I'm cool with that.
No, but the operators are not cool. It's very slim margins. So what they have to do.
But listen, the alcohol needs to stay separate from this whole scene. You can't listen. One of the things that we always fucking say that people who use cannabis can say they can be proud of it is they go into a setting where people are just smoking weed. There's no problems, man. There's no fights. There's no problems. There's none of that bullshit. You add some alcohol to it, Boom.
Well, that's
So
a conversation.
so if you want to make this successful, I think you keep alcohol out of it. If you want to sell drinks, I mean, we just did an article, and you were just telling me hemp infused beverages, hemp infused beverages, hemp infused beverages. That's what's going on. So people want to drink THC,
Right.
hemp
So-
infused or cannabis infused.
That's another problem with the smoking lounge operators that they have. There's so many things they have to contend with. Each state, hey, you can't have alcohol with it, right? And hey, on the opposite side, the consumer side, hey, they want to come in and be able to have some refreshments along with the cannabis
Well,
product.
that's how they're going to fucking make money.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the operators are not making any money. They have to have not
'Cause
only
you're not
the-
being
what you got to be creative is you got to have an experience. So it's more than just going there to consume. It's like, hey, go in there and having a great experience.
What kind of experience you want?
Well, that's what has to be
You
creative.
want a jazz player like a regular bar, piano player? What do you want? Tell
What-
me.
Well, no, whatever the consumer wants. That's
Well,
up to
you're
the
a
operator.
consumer, so tell me what you want.
Me, I want to ambiance. I want to hear some music. Maybe
Like
some
what we were
action
like
going
what
on.
like what we were doing at the VIP joint.
Yeah, and maybe even more. But what I'm saying is there's slim margins, and operators have to come in with some ideas because you're going to be out of business like the first one to open up in Las Vegas. You can't sustain on that. Now you can. It can be an addition. Now where it's good is where your value added, where you already have an establishment. Now you get the smoking lounge, right, license with that to increase your profits, but it's still a slim margin.
Yeah,
But what you do is create an experience
I agree.
for your company. Says, hey, I'm coming in. We like the experience, like the flow.
I agree
So
with
we
you.
like that company.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You got it. You got to do something that's different and out of the box. You're in a new industry. You're paving the way. If there's somebody who's going to be innovative and creative, I'd say now's the time to do it.
Right, but again, we're still waiting for the laws to be passed.
Well, I mean,
You
Atlantic City is a pretty damn good example. That lounge has been done for a year or more,
It looks beautiful.
and it's beautiful, but still not technically open for business.
Right.
And that's bullshit.
Right. But basically, what we're saying is
They
hey,
were listen.
you
They
might-
put a lot of money into that. They were promised shit.
Right. This is
They
why
didn't
you
get it.
have to think twice about a smoking lounge. Right now, is it a good model? Something you have to think about. And if you do go into it, why are you going to it, and what's the benefit?
Okay.
I like to see it succeed.
Well, I mean, I think there's plenty of room for cannabis bars. Alcohol consumption with young people and not teenagers, but, young of drinking age people is way down.
Yeah.
Why is it down? Because they understand that it's poison, not medicine, not good for you, fucks you up. And why would you do that if you could fucking have some weed?
Good point.
So if that's the point, then having these type of establishments open,
Wellness centers, if you will.
call it whatever you want. I think you should call it weed bars. Is what I think you should call it because it's what it is. Go to a weed bar. Now, you have to do it within the licensing of the state, at least as it stands now. So the people who own these quote-unquote weed bars are going to have to be licensed dispensaries, right?
That's right.
Or they come up with a new license.
Well, again, it's all over the place, depending what municipality you're in.
I
and
mean,
what state.
listen, I want to have Cough Country private club. Can we do that? Do we need special permission for that?
Yeah, we're going to have to wait for it to pass.
Why? No, why? It's private club.
Yeah, well, it depends on what the private club is all about.
Why can't we turn the studio into a private club here if we want to?
Well,
It's private club. People get screened. They coming in here. It's private. It's not open to the public. We should be able to do what we want.
let's do it.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't we do it? And why doesn't any one of these other guys do it? Make it a private fucking thing.
Hey, something we're going to look at.
But you got to be quiet about it.
This is true.
Can't be yapping it up. 'Cause you'll tell your wife.
You're right. That's one reason why not to drink. And people, you drink, you start to talk too much.
That's right. All right. So that's what you got?
Yeah, man.
All right. So I guess let's pull up. let's talk about. My mouse ain't working. Let's pull up the. Let's talk about. Today represents the 100 days of Trump. So let's talk about a couple of things with Trump. What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Let's
It's a good topic.
I know you're a strong Republican voter, so why don't we talk about that?
Disclaimer.
So let's pull up the one for Trump's first attorney general pick, sharing his theory on why do you have that control room? We lost our damn screen out here again. So yeah, we're gonna have to use our other screens.
Well, I hope they're working on something good in the White House. I hear that there's some talk about trying to legalize it federally.
I think what we're going to talk about here is the fact that this is going in two different directions. So you can look at some positive and negatives of the first 100 days here with Trump. So let's have. Hey, Mary Jane, can you summarize the article that I just sent you, please?
For sure, Phil. The article discusses Trump's first attorney general pick, sharing his theory on why marijuana hasn't been federally legalized yet. He believes it's due to a combination of political hesitancy and conflicting interests. Essentially, got it. Let me know if you need anything else, Phil.
Oh, keep going, Mary Jane. We didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem. So, the former Attorney General suggested that the slow pace of federal legalization is influenced by a mix of outdated views, political caution, and competing interests. He pointed out that while public opinion is shifting in favor of legalization, political leaders are still cautious about making moves that could upset certain voter bases or interest groups. The theory highlights the complex and slow-moving nature of policy change at the federal level. Anything else you'd like to dive into?
Well, hold on, Mary Jane. Can I intervene here? To what he said about why these things aren't going to. No shit. Can you tell us something new? He didn't say any goddamn thing that was innovative or that we didn't know already.
Right? It's like stating the obvious. We all know the red tape and hesitation are part of the problem. Maybe next time they'll drop some real insights instead of just confirming what everyone already knows.
Right.
Anything else on your mind, Phil?
Well, listen, this is the Tide Father. I'm going to speak for Mr. Phil right now, God damn it. It's his own party. That's the fucking hold up here. It's the Republicans. Why this shit is not legal 20 years ago. So we got to hear this. Anytime you got to hear too many goddamn words, I can't read them the fuck anyway. You know it's some bullshit.
For cycle of the same excuses and empty words, keeping things stuck in place. It's about time for some real action and less political BS. Anything else you want to vent about? The Todd Father?
That's why I like you, Mary Jane. You understand me.
I got you. Always here to keep it real and cut through the noise.
That's right.
Let's keep pushing for what you know.
All right, well, listen. So you're right. He didn't say anything that's. But here's what it does do. It does do something. It gives you an insight to that. There's kind of a crack in the whole thing. There's like a contingency that wants to push this forward within the same thing here, and there's another one that's pulling back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Mary Jane give us the information on the next one, which is this is a Trump appointed. He's a Trump appointed U.S. attorney who has the opposite of what you see Matt Gaetz just saying, right? This is the opposite of that. So let me have Mary Jane tell us about this one. Mary Jane, tell us about that second article, which is, again, about the Trump administration, but this is from a different perspective. This is the opposite side of Matt Gaetz. Tell us about this one, and Control Room, pop it up.
Got it, Phil. The article discusses how a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney expressed his instinct that medical marijuana dispensaries shouldn't be in communities and warned about the possibility of federal prosecution. This stance highlights the ongoing conflict between federal and local laws on cannabis, and it contrasts with more progressive views like those from Matt Gaetz, who support more lenient policies. Anything else you'd like to dive into?
So out of the two articles that I just sent you, basically we're kind of split down the middle. One side is kind of pushing in one direction while the other one's pulling in the other. Your thoughts?
Well, I have a thought on that.
Go ahead.
My thought on that is, they don't want dispensaries in the community, but you're allowed to have all these pharmacies pushing opioids for years and people addicted and dying. And being hooked on heroin, after they're on these pills. So I find that the little,
But what's that have to do with this?
Well, what he's saying, he doesn't want to have dispensaries in community.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to hurt anything, right? It's
Well,
not opioids. He's not pushing pills.
Does he have an opinion on beer distributors in the community?
Right. I bet he got a drink in his hand right now.
Yeah. So, Mary Jane, what do you think?
You're spot on, the Todd father. It's a double standard for sure. They're fine with pharmacies pushing opioids, which have caused immense harm, but they hesitate on cannabis dispensaries that could provide safer alternatives and medical relief. It's all about which industries and interests are being protected. A more balanced, informed approach is definitely needed. Thanks for bringing that perspective into the conversation.
Well, Mary Jane, you seem to have quite a bit of fondness for the Todd father. I like that.
Oh, Phil.
Hava, just calling it like I see it. The Todd father brings some real talk, and I'm here for it. Let's keep that energy going.
Let's.
You must have paid her.
Man, that's my girl, man. Well, I do.
That's just,
I'm always here. Always a team effort.
That's right,
What's
Mary.
next on the agenda?
That's right. It's a team effort. We'll get back to you in a second, Mary Jane. Well, she seems to like you, bro. And then, she did that same shit in the beginning of the show before we get started where we say hi to her. We just kind of, she's like, she's doing the same bullshit, and we had to ask her to snap out of it.
Yeah, well, she just, going with the groove pre-show game. You know what I'm saying?
But what's with that?
Well, she on a game right now with this.
Well, so you don't seem to mind it. How about you deal with her next time she does this shit?
Man, listen, I don't talk to women much.
Well, there's a reason why.
Stay out of trouble that way.
All right, you dumbass. That's funny. All right, so we got that. Let's cover Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
What's he up to?
Well, Bill Maher says that he was not high when he visited President Trump for dinner with Kid Rock.
Why the hell not?
Well, he was asked that question, and he kind of regretted.
Excuse me while I light this up.
All right. So he did ask that question, and he was basically caught himself in the moment and goes, missed opportunity. I should have been high during this. But I'll tell you what, he wasn't a Trump fan until he met Trump, and he changed his mind. I think if you went to dinner with Trump, I think you'd change your mind too.
Think so?
Yep.
Anything's possible. Hey, listen, there's a lot of Saquon Barkleys out here. So anything's possible.
We can't not, man. I don't know. Can we?
Let's
hey,
segue on that for a minute.
Well, let's segue on that because it just dawned on me that President Trump honored the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday at the White House. I'm sure you saw that, right?
Yes.
You tuned in with great intent, right?
Well, I actually didn't see it, but I knew the event was going to happen, and I saw the aftermath. Some pictures afterwards. So it's pretty cool thing to.
I think I should have thought ahead and had that here on the show ready for you to absorb. Just a couple parts of it.
Well, so what's your take on it? So they got invited to the White House as every year, most years, right? The
Champions.
champions get invited to the
That's
White
right.
House. So interesting. So back in, was it 2018, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I believe it was 2018, they chose not to go. And this time they chose to go.
You know why?
Why is that?
Why you think they didn't go that time and they went this time?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well, I think the first time it was completely unfashionable to have anything to do with Trump, right? Trump did a lot of shit back on the first one that made it more difficult to align with him if you're a professional organization of any sort, right? But this time's different. This time he's come with a relatively I don't see the nonsense that I saw before the first time. And here's the thing. He won the popular vote. That opens up the door for them to be able to go there and not take any fucking heat for it. And I'm sure there's people on the team that didn't want to go.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So not the whole team didn't go, right? There's some people who didn't
I don't
go.
know who
and
went.
and let's face it, let's talk about it. There's been, over the years, there's been players who hasn't participated in the White House invitation after they won a championship. So let's not, say this is just one case. So it happens every year.
I'll tell you
But
who
what's
wasn't.
what's your take on this year? Who went and who didn't go?
Well, I'll tell you who didn't go.
Who's that?
Here we go!
Oh, here we go. This motherfucker out here. Ain't you a motherfucker? That's a good one, slipping that in.
All right. But in all seriousness, the Eagles.
So wait a minute. I know who didn't go either.
Who else didn't go?
Mr. Hurts.
Who's who? Mr. Hurts.
Jalen Hurts didn't go.
Oh, he didn't go?
Can we talk about this?
Go ahead.
No, I wanted to get your take. It's your
Well,
team.
do we know why he didn't go? Is it on?
No, I'm asking you. He wasn't there, and there was.
if
and
there's
what-
a
and
re-
there's-
if he
there
says
was
why-
a few other players that didn't.
I'll
go.
have an opinion on it if we can figure out why he didn't go. I maybe he had a family obligation. I don't know why he didn't go.
Oh, so
Maybe he didn't go because he hates Trump.
no, I'm just wondering.
I just don't know.
You're an Eagles fan, man. So I figure and there are other players on the team that didn't go. Can you tell me about them and who they were?
I don't know who went and who didn't went.
You don't know about your own goddamn team.
Oh my God, I did not. I don't know who went, who didn't.
Are you
go.
a fan or not?
Where do you find that out? Is there a list?
News,
There's a list.
social media.
Then pull it up. Pull it up. Don't pull it up there. Pull it up here so we can pull it up.
Baba Booey.
So it's a few.
I don't know who went
Okay,
and who didn't go.
well, okay. I'm just asking.
Do
a
we
question.
care? It's nothing to do with weed.
No, it had nothing to do with weed.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can talk about shit that doesn't do with weed.
Okay.
We were in the middle of talking about weed.
Well, shit, half of them smoke weed, motherfucker. Shit. Okay.
What were we talking about before we started talking about the Eagles shit? We were talking about Bill Maher. Bill Maher.
Yeah, Bill Maher.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm done with him. I mean, he didn't get high. He should have got high. I mean, if you're going to meet with President Trump and have dinner with him and you're not high, whose fault is that?
That's true. If you got to listen to all that bullshit he talking, I'm be high as a motherfucker.
That ain't the reason you'd be high.
Before he tried to bribe me.
That ain't the reason you'd be high. The reason you'd be high is because you'd be fucking respecting the experience. You'd be appreciative for going. You'd probably, because you're a guy's guy. You fucking go in there and all of a sudden the guy's likable and you like him. And all of a sudden, guess what? You're Bill Maher wishing you were high at that dinner.
Hey, anything can happen.
All right. All right. So we got our feature coming up here in a minute for tonight. We got Strain of the Night too. We're going to do that at the end. We got a good one tonight. I'm looking forward to this one. We ain't smoking it yet, but it's coming. We're not going to reveal it yet. Let's cue up a commercial, and then what we'll do is we'll run the commercial. When we come back, we will talk about Seth Rogen, and we will talk about top 10 weed myths, cannabis myths that we were told when we were youngsters. Debunked. What do you think?
I want to hear about that.
All right, we're going to.
I want to hear what always want to hear what he got to say.
Of course. All right, so we will be back right after this.
So many dispensaries have resorted to a bland, impersonal shopping experience, where you often don't even get to see a sample of the cannabis you're planning on purchasing before you buy it. If you're looking for that extra personal touch, come check out High Roller Dispensary in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Our staff are avid cannabis connoisseurs who are sure to help you find the strains that fit you best. Whether you're looking for premium flower, edibles, concentrates, or tinctures, we have you covered with over 100 different strains to choose from, all of which are able to be seen, smelled, and thoroughly examined in our elegant showroom. If you're in a rush, we offer a seamless online ordering system that allows for in-depth exploration of all that we have to offer. So whether you're a novice or a seasoned stoner, be sure to stop by High Roller Dispensary and we'll make sure you're floating on Cloud 9 by the time you leave.
Marijuana is huge.
Hey, I'm OG Ganja Goddess, and you're watching Cough Country TV. Peace.
This is Chef Marvin Jane, and you're watching Cough Country TV, live from New York.
It's right around here, 15 inches, maybe if you're younger, you go up to 19 inches, Yeah, you already went the big end.
Sometimes a CIO might make commitments to a CEO that they just can't fulfill. And it's very hard to succeed in those environments. You really want to be able to set the expectation right up front.
How would you feel with no sex, no weed for a month or two? I'm going to be really angry.
I feel sorry for Jake.
Yeah, Jake's going to get fucked up.
Wow, this is Phil. This is all you. This is the Cough Country OG pink hoodie.
In terms of marijuana, I think it should happen.
And we're back. You know what I love about you, my man? I said I'm going to turn the mics back on, and you start wrestling the mic around as soon as I turn it on.
Hey.
Hey.
What you going to do, man?
What you going to do about it? He calling me out right now.
Shit.
All right, so let's get into our feature of the evening. And let's go full screen on that to give it a start. And we're waiting for that. No, it's the PowerPoint. There we go. Top 10 weed myths that we grew up believing. Now, I've been through this list. Some of it's all right. Some of it's a bit blown out of proportion, but that's what you're here for. You're to help straighten it all out for us.
Hey, let's see what they're saying.
Let's see.
And break it down.
We'll break it down. All right, so let's put that back up, and we'll go into. Why don't you reverse that? Put it, yeah, and yeah. We don't need us up. You can put us up. That's fine. We'll see if it covers anything up. All right, let's go to the first one. Yeah, get rid of us. All right. So if you hold it in longer, it equals a stronger high. So that's the myth. If you hold your hit in for 10 plus seconds, you'll get way higher. What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Back when I was younger, right? Teenage, junior high, whatever.
Right.
Shit, we held that shit in. Motherfucker, hold that shit in.
Everybody said
hold that the fuck in, man.
said,
Don't
hold
blow
your-
right the.
they said,
Don't blow that shit right the fuck out.
Right. They said hold your shit.
Hold your shit.
Hold.
Now, whether that did anything, I don't know. But the perception was, you holding that smoke in, you're gonna get high.
Right. And my opinion is the same. My opinion is if you hold it in, you're absorbing more while it's in your lungs.
Right.
So I think you do get higher.
That's what I would think.
All right, so let's put the slide back up, and then let's put the truth in. So the truth says is almost all THC is absorbed in your lungs within the first few seconds. Holding longer, what's it say? Holding longer doesn't increase your high. It just restricts oxygen, makes you lightheaded, and sometimes even dizzy. That head rush. It's not the weed, it's your brain grasping for air.
Okay. So you're too young to be scientific about it, but the effects are more. That shit feel extra. So you know what I'm saying. So listen, that shit it wasn't a myth.
It wasn't.
You feel me?
I do feel you, and if
based on my application at that time, I felt higher.
All right. So what do you guys think? Everybody put in the comments. What do you think? Is that hold it in longer equals a stronger high? I say it does. The truth says it doesn't. Todd Father says it does. All right.
Well, I believe in the technicality that it doesn't, but they said you're feeling that shit, a little dizzy, make you feel high
because you don't have any oxygen. You're just holding your shit.
You feel me?
And we used to ride motherfuckers for not holding their shit back in the
right.
day.
And listen, man, you come from the hood, man. The brothers and shit. You always gotta get more out your shit.
You can't be wasting.
I'm holding that motherfucker.
Right on. Right. All right. Let's go to the next one. Mids are just as good as top shelf. So the myth is that weed is weed. Don't get caught up in the hype or, what's that say, labels.
That's a motherfucker without no money. Because if you have enough money, you get the motherfucking top shelf.
But then, on the opposite side, listen, I like my top shelf too. But on the opposite side of the equation, there are a lot of good mids out there, and a lot of those good mids are good daily smoke.
Well, that's true. That's true. Keep everything in perspective. Not to say that you can't smoke it.
But the misconception, if it is a misconception, is that mids are just as good as top shelf. And
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the truth here? You read it.
Okay, well,
can you read?
I can read. The truth. Some mids can surprise you for sure. But overall, top shelf usually means better genetics, cultivation, curing, and trichome density. You can taste, smell, and feel the difference. That said, overpriced fire is also real, so know your grower. And this is where we're talking about experience. We don't smoke. We smoke some fine motherfucking weed.
Right on.
That smell, that taste, the aroma.
But it didn't do that much.
Well, shit.
Or some do.
Well, this is true. There's different, different levels of that.
Listen, you bought the fire before and it wasn't so much fire.
This is true, but overall, give me the top shelf.
If we had a choice, absolutely.
This is what we're saying.
But,
so it's not.
But then again,
it's not a myth.
But there's plenty of times I take good mids and I like mids because it's good daily smoke, man.
Well, we're not saying don't do mids, but understand.
But they're not as good.
But it's not top shelf.
It's not as good as top shelf. All right.
You feel me?
Yep. So we agree. And
well, I'm gonna say this to you, Phil. Since if I come to visit you, can I get the top shelf, please?
Yeah. Well, that's all.
Hold the mids for yourself.
Bruh. All right, let's put the next one up. You can get addicted to weed.
You can't get addicted to weed.
Oh, you can't get addicted to weed. The myth is weed is non-addictive because it is natural, bro.
I'm gonna say that's false.
Bruh. You're gonna say that's false?
I'm gonna say that you can get addicted to weed, but it's a good addiction.
I don't think you can get addicted to weed. I think you'd have to. I think, and what are we talking about? Are we talking about mentally addicted? Or are we talking about physically addicted? I think we're talking about physically addicted in this situation. Or do you agree or no?
Yes.
Okay. So so you and I are on the same page, and maybe this answer's not, but you and I are thinking that this is a physical addiction. It says you can't get addicted to weed. You can't physically get addicted to weed. I believe that you can't physically get addicted to weed.
Okay. Well, let's see what they say.
All right. Let's see what they say. While cannabis doesn't have the same physical addiction profile as opioids or nicotine, cannabis use disorder, CUD, is real. Psychological dependence, there you go, psychological, daily use, withdrawal, irritability, sleep disruption, it happens. Doesn't make you weak, but denying it exists. I can't fucking read this. What's this?
Doesn't make you weak, but denying it exists.
Ain't it?
Well, I don't know who wrote this motherfucker right here. Shit, I'm not an English major, but sound like this motherfucker's not either.
Right?
You feel me?
Right?
But I guess what we're trying to make sense of it is they're saying that it's not hard addictive like opioids and those type of things, but it can make you because it's customary.
Right. So it's not. So basically it's saying what we said.
Soft, it's like it's a good addiction.
Right.
You feel me?
It's not a physical addiction,
right.
But if you get addicted, it's basically a mental.
You can get in a routine, and that could be a negative thing if you're not smoking at the right time. Go to work, do your work, and then smoke.
All right. Let's put the next one up. Indica equals in the couch. Sativa equals daytime. Now
I'm gonna say that's true. I'm an indica lover.
The myth says all indicas knock you out. All sativas get you wired.
Well, here's the caveat. Okay, here's the caveat. If it depends if you're a moderate smoker, a rookie, moderate smoker, or a veteran. Mm-hmm. So with that, I can fight the couch lock. But this couch lockable.
First of all, 90% of everything we smoke is a hybrid.
This is true.
So right off the bat, you got even if you believe this, it's competing forces.
This is true.
Right?
This is true.
I'm not a big pure indica fan personally. It doesn't necessarily agree with me. I can do indica hybrids, sativas.
Yeah, I'm more like a hybrid. I like more of a hybrid,
You're a hybrid
but indica leaning.
And I'm more of a hybrid sativa leaning.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. All right, let's put the truth up, and you read this one. You got glasses on, man. I can't read. So what's the truth?
So the truth is that old school classification is based on plant shape, not effects. Today it is terpenes and cannabinoid content that really dictate how a strain hits. Some sativas can be mellow, and some indicas can spark creativity. The real truth is it's personal chemistry. And we spoke to that before. We had a lot of conversations about this and that. And you always bring that up. And things hit different on different people.
Yeah. What does what?
And lower percentage, hey, if you're going to give me a choice of 35% or 27, I'm going to ask for the 35. However, the 27 can hit you just like that.
And the 27 might be better for you.
This is true.
Right?
Depends on what's in it, right?
Some people can't smoke THC, period.
Right.
Their body doesn't let them smoke it. It rejects.
Right.
Not a lot of people, very few, but it does. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I know people that don't like to smoke.
It's not liking the smoke. They cannot smoke. They get sick. It's not about liking. It's about they can't. They get sick. All right, so
can they be fixed?
I don't know.
That's a damn thing to live through.
Well, it's a terrible thing.
Maybe some gummies or something.
Well, why don't we do a show where we talk to people who can't smoke any weed?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
All right.
You know what's good about that? They won't fuck with our stash.
We don't have to share.
No, we want to share, man. We show them that shit. And they look, watch us smoke.
All right, so look what the after our conversation we just had. Look what the next myth is.
the more THC, the better the weed. Okay. 34. The myth: 34% THC must be gas. Okay.
We just talked about it. We
Listen.
just talked about that.
Listen, I'm going to say, in general, it's just like in football. Stats mean something, but it don't mean everything.
True.
Right? So, yes, it is a factor with the percentage. Yes. However, there could be different percentages that hit the same.
That's right. So let's see what I think the truth is going to align with what we've been saying. Go ahead.
Well, the truth is, high THC doesn't mean high quality. A 20% flower with the right terpene profile can hit harder and feel better than a 30% THC strain with no nose or flavor. It's like chasing alcohol percent instead of craft. Potency
and performance. Yep.
Okay, this is true.
Potency
does not equal performance.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's people here to help us read.
Yeah. So, hey, that's true. So, you know what? That'd be interesting to find out. You know, a personal thing to find out. And I'm gonna take this journey. I think I'm going to do some in-depth.
Can you do it here?
Research.
Can we do it here?
No, I'm going to have to do it at the medical stores or recreational stores. Take a very in-depth look at different wide variety, which I do when I'm shopping. I'm looking through, but normally looking at a certain type flavor and a percentage.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to go deeper within myself and find that one that may be a lower percentage, but with the proper profile to make me feel just right.
My man.
All right. I like that. I like that. How that sounds.
Yeah. So that's
and then
what's
share
up.
and share the experience here.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna stop being shallow.
All right. I like that. I like how that sounds.
You
too.
feel me?
Oh my!
I do feel you. All right. Cool. What's the next one?
Smoking out of an apple is healthy.
Then the myth is natural fruit equals natural filter. It's cleaner than rolling up. Now, I got to tell you, I have smoked plenty of weed out of an apple, and not once did I ever do it for the health benefits because I'm smoking it out of an apple. If I'm smoking it out of an apple, that's because I ain't got a bowl to smoke it out of.
This is true.
I ain't got a bowl and I ain't got no paper, so I'm looking for tinfoil, I'm looking for an apple, I'm looking for something to make a bowl out of. So I don't know what these guys is talking about.
Do they still do that today?
Yeah, people smoke out of an apple. You know, matter of fact, that when we did the Boston Freedom Rally, we did a video where the guy was telling us, like, we were asking people, what's the weirdest thing you ever smoked out of? And these dudes said they smoked out. They were on a boat fishing, and they literally smoked out of one of the fish that they had caught because they didn't have a bowl. And they got video of that shit. I should.
Okay, I need to see this.
Well, I'll bring it for next. I'll bring it for the next show. We'll show it. All right.
I don't know if I'm gonna like salmon flavored weed.
Well, listen. How bad you want to smoke it?
They wanted to smoke bad as a motherfucker.
Did you ever smoke out of an apple, thinking that you're doing some health thing for yourself?
It wasn't for the health. It was just to get high.
Well, it was to get higher. You didn't have a bowl,
right?
Or papers.
You feel me?
All right. What's the truth? Laugh my ass off. Just because it's an apple doesn't make it good for your lungs. You're still inhaling heated plant material, and often from makeshift setups that may release more junk, like a foil or a pen plastic if used. Fresh apple blunt feels nostalgic, but it's far from a healthy alternative.
So they're saying don't do it. But it's a little fun. You got to
do it if you fucking need to do it, right?
It's part of the maturation, young bull, you know what I'm saying?
And never one time did I do it because I wanted to do it. I did it because I had to do it. I felt like I had to do it.
This is true. And I did it sparingly, man, because, food was, sparse in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat that motherfucker.
My man said he didn't use an apple to get high because food was sparse and he didn't want to waste it.
Man, you got to eat that fruit, baby.
Man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. All right, next. You can fail a drug test from just secondhand smoke. So the myth is if someone's smoking near you, you could pop dirty.
Okay, so I never heard this.
Oh, how'd you not hear this?
Well, I know about secondhand smoke.
People
but I haven't-
always saying, "Oh, I got shit in my piss because I was around people smoking." They always say that.
Well,
Age-old thing.
okay. I'm gonna say this: secondhand smoke is real. But how much it affect your system? As far as testing, I'm gonna say that's minimal. That can have a minimal effect. I'm gonna say that it's not gonna be enough to make you fail.
Yeah, so I think you can fail a drug test just from secondhand smoke. I don't think that's true.
I don't think so.
It's not a myth that I believe.
Right.
But did I hear it before? Yeah, I fucking heard it plenty of times before. What's the truth?
If someone's smoking near you, you could pop dirty. That's the question here. The truth is, you need to be in a tight, non-ventilated, hot box for an extended period of time, even to show a trace amounts. In casual settings, there's not nearly enough THC absorption to register. It's a myth rooted in fear, not fact. All right, we passed that test.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, man.
Are you feeling extra smart right now?
Well, you know, shit, hey, secondhand smoke is a myth anyway, because bitches, if it's smoking around, I'm going to be smoking it firsthand.
So what about, so does it work the same for cigarettes? You can't get lung cancer?
Well, now, in my analysis, I would like to think that it can have bad health
Do you need to make a
effects.
proclamation?
I'm making a proclamation right now.
Oh, shit. Stand by, everybody.
That's right. The time,
All right, go ahead. I want to hear the proclamation.
man, listen, the Time Father says secondhand smoke is bad. It does have bad health effects. Hey, it might not make you test positive, but it could be bad for your lungs, intakes, and things of that nature.
Yep. There you go.
When you go to your doctor next time, talk to him, ask about the effects of smoking, and make sure you're healthy.
Man, you guys just got a public service announcement and everything.
Hey now.
All right, cool. All right, so the next myth that we were told when we were youngsters is cops can't arrest you if you have a medical card. Well, first of all, medical cards weren't around that terribly
It
long.
wasn't. I don't know where you were coming from, man. You from some other shit or something, man. 'cause
Man, you know where
we
the
ain't had
fuck-
no goddamn medical.
Motherfucker, you know where I'm from.
I didn't even have a goddamn health card. Motherfucker, let on a medical card, man. We poor. We ain't got no goddamn health.
All right, so let's make it a current day myth, not one from the back in the day. So
Okay.
a current day myth is that you can't get arrested if you have a medical card.
And the myth is that card protects you anywhere, anytime. Well, that's some bullshit.
When you say anywhere, anytime,
that's false. So,
right.
A cop will arrest your ass, medical card or not.
Yeah, if you break a law, you broke a law.
Right.
It shouldn't matter. All right, so
You're right. If you're smoking weed in the car, that's illegal.
Right. All right, so basically the card is only valid in states that honor medical use. If you're driving impaired,
crossing state lines,
or just in a cop's crosshairs in the gray area, that laminated piece of paper means jack. Always know your state laws. It's legal until they say it's not.
Well, there's a lot going on there. Of course, let's say you have marijuana on you, and in a place where medical marijuana is legal. You have your card on you, you have weed on you, you get pulled over. Hey, that may be okay. Hey, as long as the package is not open, you're not consuming it, then probably should not get arrested. That don't mean they won't, but legally they should. Right? However, you're driving in across state lines with the same scenario. You get pulled over with the weed, you might get arrested because
It's just different.
It's not legal in that state.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
So the answer is not. It's just not uniform. It's different across the board. All right. So
And a disclaimer: I'm not an attorney.
Dumb bitch. All right, let's go. Next one, and the next one is weed makes you lazy and unmotivated. Stoners can't be successful. I mean, listen, I know none of us believe that. We know extremely successful people, and cannabis doesn't set them back a minute.
Well, I'm going to say this. It's kind of like the other question with the weed, the percentage and the type of weed. Is that the only determining factor if it's more potent? I'm going to say here as well. It could work both ways. For those achievers, the people going to achieve anyway, and they're going to smoke, but they're still going to achieve. There's some people who smoke way too much, and they couch lot. So it might slow their motivation.
It's different for different people.
They meant to get up at 10, leave the house at 10.
But they might have been
But now at noon, and they're eating a big-ass bowl of cereal.
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
You feel me?
Right.
So it depends on the person. So I'm going to say it doesn't necessarily make you lazy and unmotivated, but it can. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right, so let's see what the truth is. Same thing you just said. You want to read it?
The truth is there are lazy people. There are lazy people who smoke weed, and there are high-functioning creative entrepreneurs and CEOs who also toke. Cannabis affects motivation differently for everyone. The plant ain't the problem. Your mindset might be.
Boom. Okay. Facts.
This is facts.
Facts. All right. These were only.
Well, so it doesn't stop your motivation, right?
No, I mean, listen. If it did, then nothing would get done. So
this is true.
No, I don't have a problem with. Nope.
You run. I don't think anything stops you.
I keep going.
You keep it moving.
Listen, I think you should be high for many of the things that you do in your life.
Helps you get through a lot of things.
It makes you enjoy it more.
This is true.
Right on.
It can be motivating.
All right, so I don't know. We might be down to the last one here, but the last myth is
you can't overdose on weed. No one dies from weed, so you can't take too much.
I don't think you can die from weed.
Let me think about that for a minute.
I believe it. Now, they're saying it's a myth.
Overdose.
I mean, the premise
I think it's hard to overdose on some weed.
Yeah, there might be some things that you do along with smoking too much weed that's going to cause you to die. I don't think the weed's going to cause you to die.
But, so to me, it's a little conflicting here. It says you can overdose on weed. I'm going to say that you can't. But then it says no one dies from weed, so you can't take too much. Yeah, I think you can take too much, but you might not die.
You know anybody that died from weed?
I don't, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened.
All right, let's roll in the truth.
Or it can't.
Let's roll in the truth. You won't fatally OD, but trust, you can absolutely green out. Edibles especially can hit like a brick wall hours later. We're talking panic attacks, nausea, spinning rooms, even hospital visits for paranoia. The body may survive, but your ego and stomach won't always. So again, you're not going to die from weed.
Right.
You might not have a pleasant experience. It might suck, but you're not going to die.
Hey, like they say, everything in moderation.
Right on.
Especially if it's high performing.
Yep, there you go.
But we didn't heed that warning on 420. Okay?
We didn't?
Man, did you keep count?
Nah, that was intense.
I can't count to start, but I know it was a lot.
And they were giving joints out. There was so much weed flowing. It was
we did the damn thing.
We did, man. We didn't leave nothing on the table.
I can't wait for the next 420.
Well, let's make a fucking 420.
Shit.
Tomorrow.
Listen, 421, that should be a holiday. Motherfucker, just sleep the fuck in. Check in a hotel and fall back.
Yo, we were beat the fuck up last week.
Man, I was done.
Right?
You feel me?
Monday after that?
Motherfucker was still feeling that shit on Thursday. And 421 was on Monday.
That's right.
That shit hit hard.
You're right. All right, so we got one more thing for you, and then we're going to get into the strain of the late night green strain of the day. So let's put up. We talked about having Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was recently on Howard Stern, and he talks about the one place that he won't smoke weed. So I thought what we could do is put up the video for Seth Rogen in full screen, and then control room, we'll just tell you where to stop it when Todd Father and I have something to say. Roll the video. Go big screen.
You say it. I get high every single fucking day. You haven't missed a day since...
I was in Singapore once. You can't smoke weed there. other than that, in 2012, 2011, I was in Singapore for 3 days. So those days I didn't smoke weed because they'll literally fucking kill you if you smoke weed in that country. They put a little thing in your passport when you arrive that says, if we find drugs on you, we will execute you. And I can't tell you how many times I've flown places and then got there and opened a pocket or something and be like, oh shit.
All right, so he's saying Singapore, they'll fucking kill you. They'll kill you if they catch you smoking weed. You believe that?
Well, you know,
it's pretty
there's
serious.
some countries, man.
They'll
Listen,
cut your hand off, man.
Yeah, some places I'm just not.
You're not going there.
Wouldn't be comfortable going.
So you wouldn't go there because of that?
Yeah, man. You know, shit.
Just in case
somebody might pull out a fatty, and might hit that motherfucker.
Because you can't help yourself.
Right. And that's it. I'm fucking. I'm motherfucker. Beheaded.
All right. Keep playing the video.
There's a fucking roach in my pocket. But so that was a scary walk through the airport in Singapore.
I guess that is a good deterrent. It really works. We're going to kill you.
It's a good deterrent. If you ever have a drug problem, go to Singapore.
And by the way, you had to have had some sort of at least psychological withdrawal. You probably were like crawling up the wall saying,
I was okay.
You know?
I'll resort to, there's plenty of other things to get fucked. Luckily, you can just drink yourself into oblivion in Singapore. They don't give a shit about that.
Here is my weed question of the day, which you can only answer. Why are people who are into weed now still buying illegal weed?
There's a few reasons. One,
I knew you'd have the answer. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
One is allegiance, or I was in this situation where I bought weed off these guys in L.A. And meanwhile, legal weed was kind of.
So one of his reasons that he says that underground weed still exists is because of allegiance that people have with the people they buy weed from. I don't think that's the fucking reason.
Well, I think there's multiple reasons, and I think that could be one of them.
It could be one of them for certain people. I just don't think, I think if you gave people the good weed at a good price, I think their allegiance would be with that.
Well, exactly, and that could be allegiance to the person, that they're friends with or usually buy it from, right? Because people, you can get good weed from people. You don't have to go to a medical store recreational and get good weed.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Right, so there's an allegiance.
But he's saying he's saying it's because you knew this person for so long and then you didn't
I'm sure
you want to hurt their feelings.
Well, I'm sure he's not going to buy no garbage from them. I'm going to give him credit for not being that stupid.
All right, keep playing it.
Coming into the market, and I just felt bad for them. I literally just knew. It's like that mom and pop store that you go to, and you know that you're without your business, they're like one purchase away from closing every week, and if you weren't there, they would maybe close.
How long did you stick with your dealer?
For a little while, I would do both. I would go buy weed at the store, and then every few weeks, I would throw the guys a bone and meet them in some sketchy fucking place and buy weed from them. Well, then eventually the guy, I was like, where do you get this weed? And the guy was like, honestly, we.
Go ahead.
Well, I can see that. It's your friend. But if it's more convenient. Now, here's what I like. This was my problem.
They was always there for you before.
Yeah, but here's my problem with some people that sold weed back in the day.
Yeah.
Some people are control freaks. So, I'm not chasing nobody down for a bag of weed or waiting 3 hours here. You know, that is something special. They got it. Whereas it's the other way around, you know, there's no hesitation, just do it. Some people, so for me, I like that. Hey, I can just go to the fucking store. And I'll get there anytime I want to and get it. I don't have to wait for this joker talking about I'll be back in 2 hours. Come over at 3, and he don't get there to 3:20.
Right, but that's not the only spot you go to either. So keep it like that. All right, keep going.
Just get it at the store also. I was like, they just get it. I was like, this. I could tell as he was saying it, he was like, oh no, I shouldn't be saying this. Like, I could literally see on his face, he was like, I let the cat out of the bag on that one.
Do you sell through your company infused seltzers?
Yes, they're really good. They taste amazing, and they have no calories, no sugar. It's like drinking water, but there's weed in it, and they're carbonated. They have They taste. I drink it just to drink it. Like, I mean, I'm high all the time anyway, so it's not making like a noticeable difference in my day-to-day life. But like, I literally drink it instead of water.
Interesting. So seltzer based.
I didn't know he sold that stuff. I wonder if it's hemp, THC or what. But
probably
because he's not selling in one state, he's selling it across the board.
So more than likely.
I don't know, and he's an OG, right? So
man, I'm a rock with him. I know he know his way around the green scene,
right?
You know, so.
But people like Stern, they don't know, so they're asking him, as the expert. But it's a decent question, like if you don't know about weed and you want to, so why are you going to buy from this guy instead of buying from the store? He don't know the answer to that.
This is true.
So it's a good question.
And that's true. You know what? You can't get rated at the store.
And he asked the right guy. He's going to give him a real answer.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
All right.
But don't forget about your local vendors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hometown USA.
Small businessman.
Small town USA. Make sure you do your purchase, Small Town USA, peeps.
You know what I'm saying? They need, those small farmers need that. They need revenue.
Right.
You feel me?
Yep. All right. What else you got? You got anything else in stories or anything like that? I'm cleaned out.
Man, I know I want to talk about this,
strain of the day.
Strain of the day.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to introduce the strain of the day. We're going to get some explanations about the strain of the day, and then we are going to drop off of YouTube. We'll be on Rumble, and if you guys want to sesh out with us, we're going to try this and tell you what we think, and then we're going to wrap it up for the evening.
Yeah, man.
All right, so let's get ready to do this, my man. Control room, why don't we do our little thing, our sequence, man? Do you have our sequence up, ready to go? You got our jingle? It's in there, I saw it. It's in there. Towards the end. We played again. We missed it. We chopped this up.
It's the late night queen strain of the day.
All right.
Who's singing that damn thing?
I don't know. It's somebody that I hired to sing that.
Man, I want to meet her.
Yeah. So it's a jingle, and I got to put it on my board so we can do it, and then the graphic will come up. We'll get it right. We'll get it straight. So why don't you tell everybody and Mary Jane what tonight's strain of the day is, and then we'll get Mary Jane to tell us about it.
Okay. So Mary Jane, the strain of the day is pink guava. And just to say, so pink guava, how do you feel about that, Mary Jane?
Pink guava. It's like someone took a tropical vacation and stuffed it into a nug. It's got this sweet, fruity aroma that'll make you think you're lounging on a beach instead of whatever dreary place you're actually in. Supposedly, it's uplifting and relaxing. Perfect for pretending everything's fine. So enjoy the fruity escape, I guess. Anything else you want me to sigh about?
Well, Mary Jane, that's a great description.
She said, "Do you want anything else you want me to sigh about?"
Well,
I think she should be excited for this strain. I'm extremely excited
man,
to try
it sounds,
this.
the description makes you want to just eat it. And it is a hybrid, right? And it's a 50-50 hybrid. So that's 50% sativa, 50% indica.
Straight down the middle.
I think me and you are like that, Phil.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So what do you have to say, Mary Jane?
Hooray for perfect balance, I guess. A 50-50 hybrid means you get to feel both chill and energized, like a seesaw that never stops. If that's your thing, more power to you. Just don't blame me when you're floating in the middle of nowhere, wondering what to do next. Enjoy the ride, I guess.
So am I hearing jealousy or sarcasm from you, Mary Jane?
I don't hear jealousy.
Oh, exactly. Jealousy requires way too much energy, and I'm running on fumes over here. Sarcasm, though, that's my bread and butter. So no worries, just bask in the glow of my enthusiasm. Anything else you want to analyze?
No, but I want you to
Cool.
I want you to bask in the glow of us actually smoking some of this. So I'm going to leave you there so you can observe how we enjoy this strain that you're not going to be able to smoke with us, unfortunately.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about a couple more characters of the pink guava. As far as what it relieves, it's good for chronic pain. It's good for insomnia. It's good for depression, fatigue, and stress.
And insomnia, depression, fatigue, and stress. Basically, it's the Swiss Army knife of strains. So enjoy your little miracle plant session. I'll be here observing the bliss from my side of the screen.
Well, you put it back because he had the. We'll put it back here so we can. He had a close up on it. Yeah, go ahead, control room. You can put that back up. There's the bud.
It
guys.
looks so good. I want to see it up close.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a turn.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That's actually one nug. Looks like two, but sometimes you open up that peanut shell.
Yeah, that's what
and there's three of them in there.
That's what we got.
Yeah, that's what we got right here. It's that good. It's that good shit.
I understand. So, all right. So, YouTube, guys, give us a like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend. Late night edition. If you want to come over and sesh out with us, that's going to be over on Rumble. Just go over to Rumble, hit Late Night Green, and you'll see the live feed. That's us. We'll be doing a sesh here. And the Todd Father is going to go joint form, right?
Yes, that's my preference.
And I'm going
with the water pipe.
With the full hammer water pipe, right?
Nice little piece there.
It is a nice piece. All right, so go ahead. We'll kill the YouTube feeds. You let us know when we're clear, and then we can